y'all.
Back in his biatch.
Views from the edge. What up,
It's
fellas?
the 444.
It's the 444, baby. Jagged Edge in the building, man. Welcome back to the Views from the Edge. We love y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in every week, man.
That's right.
This thing is getting bigger and better, man, every week, man. And again, we just thank our fans. We love y'all to death, man. What up, y'all? What's going on?
Hey, hold on. I just want to say shouts out to our fan Wingo. I mean, because Jagged Edge got the best fans in the world.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And just like you said, if it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't be doing shit.
We be doing shit, but we
be doing shit. We should be right.
Talk about it on air.
No doubt,
boom.
man. So yeah, thank y'all, man, for tuning in, man. Views from the Edge, we here, man.
Yeah, the fans. Hold on, I didn't mean to cut y'all in. The fans said
say?
y'all was hard on me last week, bro. I
Oh,
want to let y'all know.
no.
They said that y'all was hard on me last week. I said that's all right. I can tell.
No. Hey, that's one thing about Jagged Edge, though. We wouldn't even still. Look, we wouldn't even still be here 20 years later, man, if we didn't have thick skin, man.
That's right.
You know, God is good, man. You know, we give glory to him every time, you know what I'm saying, we're able to even speak on this mic, man. So and sing as well.
That's
so
right.
We love y'all,
All
man.
praises.
Yeah, all
That's right.
praises. You know what time
We
it is.
authentic, man. That's all that
Facts.
is. We
Big
just
facts.
authentic, man.
Big facts. What we got, fellas? What we doing? How we doing it this week?
What's up, BG?
What's going on,
What's
fellas?
these
Y'all doing
topics
all right?
looking like,
Shouts out to
BG?
BG.
Bet. First up in these latest views, we got, will Kobe Bryant ever be able to rest in peace? Vanessa Bryant had to call out a producer, Abigail Disney, after tweeting and accusing him of being a rapist.
Wow.
She's also suing the L.A. County Sheriff because they leaked photos from the helicopter crash site.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
remember
did.
seeing this.
I heard about. I heard about that.
Yep.
First off, bro, when you talk about, you know, this society is supposed to be innocent till proven guilty. He was never proven guilty. Matter of fact, he was actually acquitted. Right, the case was dropped. Right, and then let's be real. You know, and I hate to even bring any of this up because I'm sure people like Vanessa and the rest of his family tired of hearing it. Period. Right, but the evidence they found on that girl was so overly damning to her that it should never even been spoken again. You know, as far as from a negative point of view, as far as, you know, linking Kobe to it. You know what I'm saying? Because on her, the things that they brought out, bro, I mean, she was doing her thing. You know what I'm saying?
Man, let me tell y'all something, though, man. To answer that question, man, I'm just going to keep it real, man. I don't think he's going to be able to rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Because people thrive on negativity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, at the end of the day, Kobe was big. Kobe was huge.
Icon.
Huge, man. And for him to you know, leave this earth, you know, like at his prime almost. You know what I mean? Like it's like at his, you know, the epitome of Kobe.
Right. His name was definitely still in people's mouths.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
all
It wasn't
the
like it was
time.
years later. You know what I'm
he
saying?
hadn't got old or anything. So,
Right.
like, it's like, man, you know, people just thrive on negativity, man. And, you know, like I say, I hope he rest in peace, but I just, to be honest
You
with
know,
you.
hey, my bad, big dog. Let me tell you something. To be absent from the body, to be present with the Lord.
Absolutely.
And one thing about it, Kobe ain't even tripping. All right, Kobe's in a better place.
Absolutely.
And we worry too much about nothing. And this man's legacy is great.
Oh, definitely.
It's way better than this goddamn story you bringing up. You see what I'm talking about?
Or the people who bring
or
it
the
up.
people that try to damage him.
No doubt.
Because at the end of the day, we know Kobe to be great.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever you want to do about hating on it, you look real crazy.
Definitely.
Whoever bringing up this blog over and over again, so shame on that sister
Or
who's
brother.
supposed to be a sister
Right.
to hold down that brother or that other brother trying to slander that man's name, because it's not easy for his wife just to wake up to that. You know what I'm saying? Their kids, you know.
And
what
as
I'm
far as them leaking them pics, man, that's just tasteless. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
Like, you know, that should be something that I'm sure even his family members may not have wanted to see that.
Right.
But if anybody's, you know, should be privy to that type of information, it should be them and them only.
Right.
We as the public have no right to be seeing no shit like
No
that.
right.
bro.
No right.
Absolutely.
Big dog, you had an opinion?
Yeah, big
I
dog.
forgot shit.
On to another one.
What you
brother.
guys said?
Next up on the latest views, on this past Monday, the United States hit 500,000 deaths from COVID. This makes us the leading country with more than twice the number recorded by the next closest country, Brazil. The world total now
But
being...
how small of a country is Brazil, especially in comparison
To
to
the United States, yeah.
I mean, true that. In a
Brazil.
amongst all this, y'all know Texas just lifted their mask mandate, so they just like us.
They
now.
about to do everything. Yeah, they open up everything.
Yeah, they said Mississippi doing it this week.
It's a part that I agree with. You know what I mean? Like, I want the people. So first off, when the numbers first started to spike, it was spiking while we was all under lockdown. People sitting in their houses.
Right.
So if that ain't gonna really stop it, it ain't gonna stop. Listen, I had this conversation, and I don't want to go back down this road, right? But I had this conversation with somebody, and when you look at the Black Plague, the bubonic plague, when you look at all the diseases in the early 1900s and way back, beyond that, they didn't stop till the Most High stopped them.
No doubt.
There wasn't even no such thing as vaccines in them point days. They didn't stop till the Most High said, "I've accomplished whatever that was I was trying to accomplish, and now they good."
Now it's over.
I don't believe no vaccine is going to stop it. It's going to stop when it's supposed to stop.
I don't think
whenever
so,
that
bro.
is. You know what I'm
It's too
saying?
many people. I mean, like
Absolutely. So you can't just, what you going to sit in the house for the rest? You can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to let people go on and live, and then, if it does affect them, give them the assistance they need to get over it and get past it. You know what I'm saying? But thinking that you could just hide from something that you can't see no way and know where it's at no way, it's just crazy to me.
I agree with that 100%, bro.
As performers and as people who thrive on concerts, you know what I mean, and people being together, though, are you guys eager to see this lifted? You know what I mean? You guys ready to get back on stage?
Oh, definitely. Shoot.
Definitely miss our fans. You know what I'm saying?
Where that stage at?
And the money.
And the money.
It's definitely the longest we've been off the road.
Oh, ever. In our career.
Right.
Literally
For
in
real.
our career.
Really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because we talk about this all the time. Even our first year, we did 100-some, 200-some free shows.
Right.
So even when it wasn't, we're not saying just for the money. It's just what we love to do. We love to get out and touch our fans. You know what I'm saying? And we've been able to do this since we were 19, 20 years old. Like it's crazy to be sitting home this long.
Right.
For real.
Believe that. So next up, I'm gonna play a clip for you guys. This is actually a high school teacher caught on video telling her students that Breonna Taylor was responsible for her own death. Make sure you got your headphones on. Check this out.
Wow.
Dr. G is doing that whole thing about Breonna. I'm sorry she was killed, but when you hang out with people with guns that shoot at cops, you're likely to get caught in the crossfire. I am very
she called it crossfire.
Dr. G is on the
Two people got to be shooting for it to be crossfire.
Reading about.
So she wasn't in her own house, and somebody in her own house wasn't defending who they thought was breaking in. You know what I'm saying?
She was hanging out with the guy who was wanted on charges. They had that, and he fired at them, and they fired back.
So imagine your child's teacher feeding them that information.
What color is this lady?
Come on now.
Come on.
No, but
She's a Karen.
For the audience, what color is this lady?
She's Caucasian.
Okay, so do we need to have
Caucasity.
any more explanation about this?
The Caucasity, man.
Come on.
That's crazy.
Come on.
And that's right here at home. That's Cobb County, y'all.
Yeah, like we
I
don't
believe
have
that
to-
too.
Once you
Believe
tell
that
me,
too.
once you tell me, once
We
you
know
tell
where
me,
we at.
once you tell me the racial tone,
Yeah,
you
right.
know what I mean, by telling me what color she is, I'm not sure as much. We got much more we got to discuss on this
Right,
podcast.
but you know,
'Cause we discuss it all the time.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But once again, for me, what always comes to mind is the hypocrisy. The biggest gun-owning group in this country is white folks.
White men.
Right.
So you talking about when you hang out with people that got most of the people she probably know got guns too. Should they get killed in their own house because somebody in their house owns a gun?
Right.
Like that's
right.
man, that's
Right.
that shit crazy, bro.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. What you talking about?
Piggybacking on the fight against systemic racism, like Brandon said, we are always talking about that, it seems like, but that's always what's in the media front.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is.
Just recently, Dr. Seuss, they're suspending 6 of his books from being published because they finally recognize that it's racist and insensitive because of the imagery.
Yeah, because and I was looking at that. I was looking at that on the news earlier, and one of the books it says, "What if I owned a zoo?" or something like that, or "What if what if we were in the zoo?" Right. So it has Chinese people or Asian people. I'm saying Asian people holding up something, whatever, holding up some animals or something like that, carrying them. Then it has black people, like blackface, holding up. So that is racist.
Right.
Yeah, that is racist all day long.
And I mean,
Period.
and
Pull
when you're
it.
talking about kids' stories, that's
Pull it.
something they shouldn't have to,
Pull it.
shouldn't have to worry about that just yet. You
My
have to,
thing
you
is-
know what I mean?
My thing is this: for us to be in a point where we sensitive enough to make changes about all these things, America as a whole, you're gonna have to uproot the whole fucking country.
Yeah, facts.
Like
Facts.
that's why to me, I'm not gonna I don't really get into I can understand how people are bothered by it, but me myself, because when you look at what America really, really is, what it was really based on in terms of us being imported over here and not even being looked at as a whole man. Right. When coming from that context, like I said before, as black people, nothing should be a surprise. Number one, but coming from that context, like I don't think we have to wonder if these things are for our best interests or not. We know most things systemically are not for our best interests if you black. So
this country was made for.
Right. So we could get caught up in taking this down and changing that name, and let's just change the fucking the attitude that spawns from. Right? You know what I mean? And that ain't on us. Again, like I said before, that's not on us.
Yeah. It's funny. I had posted something a while back about Mount Rushmore. When you look at George Washington, right? George Washington literally had false teeth and dentures made out of the teeth of his slaves. No, they was made out of teeth of his slaves, right? That's right. Abraham Lincoln is on record saying he wouldn't have freed the slaves if it wasn't for the fact that he thought it would destroy the Union.
Right.
So all the credit we give Abraham Lincoln,
I don't.
Right? Right. When you look at Andrew Jackson, the Trail of Tears, the Indians, all them Indians he murdered. Right. So I said, if you're going to look at this mountain, it should be called Mount Hypocrite. It shouldn't be called Mount Rushmore. And we act like these founding, the values of these founding fathers started this country with, like they applied. It never applied to us, man. It never had nothing to do with us. Let's just be real about it. When the people who were supposed to be abolitionists owned slaves. Even George Washington, matter of fact, said, I would free my slave, but I ain't going to free him till my wife dies. Wow. Mm-hmm. So then what you saying is once we get all the use out of them, now my slaves can go free. Right. So you really ain't free them. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
On your command.
When system after system is set up to oppress a people, then to think that somehow in the branding of this country they had us in mind, hell no. They didn't. Never. So it's going to be plenty of things you look at and feel like, that should be taken down. But when you really get down to it, you have to uproot this whole fucking country.
No doubt.
So let's I think we should put our attention on bigger things is my point. Like, fuck the name of this and whatever. I get that it's offensive to people, don't get me wrong. Right. But let's just focus our energy on bigger things than things like that.
Yeah, I'm like, you changing the names of syrup, you taking down statues.
Yeah, like that's cool.
You taking books down, but you still killing.
But it's still niggas.
But what about the values behind the thing that named those things in the first place?
And disproportionately, it's still happening.
Right.
It's still niggas being shot in the street, even after George Floyd. All this turmoil we took the country
through.
It's
a lot of stuff we don't see.
It's still the same thing. So let's focus our energy on that type of shit. Like that's my own.
Because they're always going to try to find a way. Like they're trying to pass a bill in Georgia right now to restrict voting laws because they still feel like that they lost Georgia because of cheating, not because of people actually getting out to vote, using their rights.
And to the credit of some of the other racists that's out here, you couldn't have lost Georgia with it just being niggas. And we wasn't all the people that were sick of the government or the structure that was in place in Georgia. It wasn't just us. You know what I'm saying? So maybe people should look at that as a whole. Like, if you can see so many people with that bad taste in their mouth, and it ain't just the people who's affecting like us, maybe some things need to change. And like he said, not just the names or this or the names, but the things behind those values, why that ever happened in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
And I got one more point to say to that, and we're going to move on after that. But it's like, even they're talking about charging people who do a peaceful protest. If you block the streets or block the cars from coming through, they trying to charge people with felonies for that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Felony.
Like, how you gonna charge 2,000 people? It was in the news.
You're
trying to charge 2,000 people with felonies for just blocking traffic for just a right to protest. Not we're talking peaceful. We ain't talking
and that's what they doing.
Right.
In essence, you're taking away people's right to protest. If you want to tell me you can lock me up for this, how many people less do you think gonna go out? It's gonna be a lot less when the next thing happens. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you. Me too. I'm with it, big dog.
There ain't nothing in there that's real.
I'm with it, big dog. I'm
pertaining to us anyway.
I'm gonna tell you something too. Even when we deal with this all the time too. Even when you deal with slavery, the Bill of Rights, what is it, the 13th Amendment, I think it is. I ain't sure which one it is, but it says that you can basically, if you go to jail, you can still be a slave.
Oh yeah.
So wait, So this is the thing though.
You call it state property,
right? So the black Latino, the percentage that we make in the jail population, it's more of us in jail than there was at the height of slavery. Wow. So what that means is you really still got a shitload of slaves, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right, but it's legal. And it's always been legal, basically, is what you're saying. You know what I mean?
That's all it is. Indentured service. Nothing changed from back in the first century, second century. Nothing ain't changed.
That's scary, man. Yeah. That's real scary.
Just like Brandon just said, man. Just throw the whole Bill of Rights away.
For real. Really, it don't do nothing but make us look like bigger hypocrites.
Yeah, no doubt.
And when it come down to actually covering the people that make up this country today, like I said, none of those things really apply to us. Right. We was a third of a person. Right. So clearly that shit wasn't written for the rest of us. You know what I mean? And now that America is becoming, majority, the minority has become the majority, it's time to rewrite this shit. Let's rethink this shit.
I hope y'all listening. Generation Z or whatever, and it's what they call Generation Z. The younger people. I hope y'all listening, man. You know what I'm saying? Rewrite it, baby.
And speaking on that, because we're adults, we're set in our ways. We've already experienced what we have. But thinking about our children, thinking about the next wave, and that goes back to the Dr. Seuss book, it's also issues going on with the inclusion and equality. Right. Y'all know they're going to change Mr. Potato Head, and now he's just Potato Head. He cannot be Mr. or Mrs.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, America, we on some crazy
right,
shit.
I mean, and see,
America is boring.
This country really want to let you be whatever you want to be.
He cannot be Mr.
It's just crazy.
But hold up. But they had a Miss Potato Head, remember?
They had a Mr. and a Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs.
But somebody got mad.
Because it ain't no transsexual Mr.
That's what
Potato
that
Head.
is.
How about this, you dumb motherfuckers? How about shit that has to do with kids ain't got nothing to do with sexuality?
These are kids.
Why don't y'all leave that completely out of it? How about that?
That's what I wanted.
Dumbass.
That's what I wanted.
On my nerve, that dumb shit.
Let's change gears, man.
Let's go.
Look, we be getting hot. We got to, guys.
I tell you, it's getting hot in her.
This past weekend, did y'all happen to catch D'Angelo in the first solo Verzuz performance that we've seen?
No.
There was a solo versus?
He was pretty much supposed to go on against Maxwell, I believe.
That would have been dope.
They said Maxwell just, it didn't work out. So he ended up doing a solo performance. Yeah. And did y'all
It's not a verse.
No, I didn't
you know what?
That's not a
know
verse.
nothing about it.
I think I heard.
What did D'Angelo do?
I ain't hear nothing about it.
D'Angelo had.
I heard at one point it was going to be D'Angelo against a bunch of his friends.
He brought out friends, but it wasn't verses. They just performed with.
Was her there or something like that?
Her came.
Okay, so I did hear a little something, and he was like, he was a big fan. And she was like, "Oh, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of yours and all this stuff." And he did. He did.
That's how she sounded. Oh, I'm a big fan.
Whoa.
No, but no. I'm really trying to get to the point where he did sing a little something, and it
sound like shit.
It was cool. It was all right.
It went right.
I mean, I'm just saying. I haven't heard.
It sound like shit.
I hadn't heard D'Angelo in a long time, man. So I don't, I'm again like, it's cool, whatever.
On the topic of verses, a lot of people are buzzing, saying that they would like to see you guys going again now that it's in a professional
Right.
production.
It was a different group though.
Right. We don't. Number one, right. I mean, all right. Number 112 ain't 112 no more. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
My homies, every one of them four guys we can say is our friends.
For sure.
Real,
But
honestly.
this current version of 112, it ain't what the fans would want to see battle us.
Okay,
you know what I'm
but
saying?
guess what? My problem with 112, they was delusional as fuck after that fucking battle. Going around telling people they won that shit. Man, stop, okay?
I ain't never hear no shit like that.
I heard a Slim out his own goddamn mouth.
Slim.
I heard you, motherfucker.
I heard you, son.
I heard you,
Yeah,
son of a bitch.
You some of them.
Yeah, Slim.
No, honestly, real shit, that's my dog. But
Yeah,
still, I forgot what they was on.
Yeah, but they was
But they was
we
like,
killed
yeah,
them
we
or something.
win. They was like, we won.
I mean, no.
What
Good.
the hell are you watching?
I don't know. Hey, I
will
forgot
say
what
this.
they was on, but
I
he was
will
off.
say this. They sound was better than ours, but that was JD's fault. Right. We told JD not to do it like that.
Right.
No, but to be honest, we invited them to come to
Yeah,
one room.
to come to
Like
It
all
would've
the
been
rest
better
of the verses
and they
ended
turned
up
it
being.
down.
That's what we want to
And
hear.
they turned us down. They was like, nah, we
They
gonna
was scared.
stay over here.
They were scared.
I wanted to say, you scary ass niggas.
Scared.
This nigga scared.
This nigga scared.
Hey,
In my Tupac voice.
hey, but just like Brian said, man, I think, what I'm saying, we do need to do a redo with another band.
If not 112,
I mean, whoever. Like,
Who?
I mean, some
Who is the
whoever?
Who matches up?
I just wanted
in you
4
guys'
on
mind?
4. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or
I mean,
4
listen.
we'll take 4 on 5, but we gotta have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great question, bro.
Because I don't know who got the catalog.
And see, that's the thing about it too. You know, when you and I'm not trying to blow our own horn, but when you dominate your era, which overall you could put us and them, right? But it's still such a different battle. Like you said, Drew Hill ain't really our era, right? They're a little before us, and honestly, 112 wasn't even. 112 was out 3-4 years before us,
Right.
honestly,
Right.
Now we knew them and we kind of all came up together, but they was out before us. So really, if you really looking at our era, we dominated our era.
So I'm gonna
bro.
throw a curveball and say, would y'all battle in sync?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, I don't think
Where at?
they might have some bigger songs, but they ain't got as many
No,
as
they
we
ain't got
got.
as many.
They
right?
ain't
got as
Hold
many
on.
as
Let's
we
keep
got.
it real. They gonna win on their side of the world.
Right.
We gonna win on our side.
of the world.
Facts,
Right,
facts,
That's just how it goes.
facts,
Exactly.
facts.
And I wouldn't expect no different, to be honest.
Exactly.
I like that, man. Let's pay some bills. We're going to come back with this music and money just a
No
second.
doubt.
Cool.
Pay it.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
We back, y'all. Views from the Edge podcast. Y'all don't know what's going on. Jagged Edge in the building.
And we promised y'all a special guest today,
Yeah.
and he has arrived.
Okay.
Want to give a big shout out to our homie Jermel Howard,
Oh man, what up? What up? What up?
Brother Howard.
Jamel, what up,
actor
baby?
extraordinaire.
No
You know what
doubt.
I'm saying? Man, definitely, man. Pleasure to have you on here, bro. So let's get into it. First thing I wanted to ask off the top, man. Outside of being in our video, what's been your favorite thing to do to date so far?
You know, I gotta say, just a personal favorite for me was when I did Marvel Luke Cage because I'm such a big Marvel
Man,
fan.
me too.
That's dope. Yeah.
Most men is like,
Right, you already know.
Right. So to be in a Marvel show and then it be so significant because he was like one of the first black superheroes.
Absolutely.
Luke Cage. And then at that time when everything started boiling over with race stuff, it was like real heavy and significant. So I gotta say that had the most impact. Alongside The Purge, and The Purge was kind of similar because it was like right after the race thing started kicking off a little bit. Yeah. So it was like, at that time we had in The Purge we had. We was fighting Ku Klux Klan and all that. So it was like
You with that shit.
That's a good purge, baby.
like, we are definitely with the shit. So,
No doubt.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it was dope. Like, and the director, they were trying to get the director to do something different. They was like, yo, listen, why don't we make, because, we were the core team. It was 4 of us. And they was like, why don't we make them fight, them purge? And the director was like, that's not the story I'm telling. Nah, they going to be protecting the hood because the story is y'all tried to set it up in the hood first to test it.
Right.
So,
Like they do everything.
Right. You already know. Like that vaccine.
Like that vaccine.
Like they do everything.
Vaccine.
No doubt.
Another thing I wanted to ask you too, bro. Like seeing that power, became such a cultural, damn near phenomenon, especially when you talk about our people. What was it like just working with that whole crew, man?
Oh man, and from the start, man, when Courtney called me to read, and I came and sat, and I'm thinking, I'm about to do like just a scene read by myself and a couple people, man. Everybody poured in 50 most. I'm like, this
nigga got.
You know what I mean? This the real deal. So. Everybody poured in. We did a dope table read, man. And it was amazing working with them dudes, man. Some vets over there.
Right.
Yeah.
And 50, man, I gotta tell you, like, I had a different vision of him before I was able to sit and just chop it up with him. You know what I'm saying? And he was like one of the dopest business people I can sit and listen to. You know? And I just soaked up a lot. I was kicking ideas to him, and so like, what you think about this? And, well, I think it's a good idea because it's a good marketing plan. You should go with that. It's just,
No doubt.
so we had some fun, man. And, I got to be sitting in the car one time and I got to recite some stuff for him on one of my favorite songs that he did, and I was like, "You a fool for that, man!" I just started spitting the verse, and we both started rapping and doing the whole song in the car.
That's crazy.
Those moments,
Listen,
man.
I do got a question for you, bro. As an actor in this time, you know what I mean, and as you just spoke to, for the last couple years, we've been seeing a lot of civil unrest. really behind racial issues. As a black actor, you feel like that you have to put yourself in projects that speak to our experience, or do you feel like you need to just continue to do you and get you where you need to be, then worry about all those things?
Yeah, I mean, we got to be realistic about control. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how much, you know, you jump in somebody's car, no matter how much you like, yo, can you make this right here? It's really out of your control. You're like, well, I got to go this way for a minute. I'm going to swing back later. You know, so who's really controlling the situation? I mean, if it's your movie, you could do what you want to do.
No doubt.
If you have your own outlet, you can do what you want to do. But if you're trying to jump in a Marvel movie and they have a different idea for you, you're not changing their idea.
But I mean, do you allow it, or does it even affect the way you choose a project? You know what I mean?
I would say from the beginning, when you first starting, you don't have that much choice if you just, because my thing is change the game from the inside out. You know, talk your shit when you solid and inside. Like Jamie Foxx ain't start like, yo, fuck all that. Now he's like, yo, listen, my
and
people,
see, I think that's important. Like, it's to me, you know, especially of, you know, the conversation when it comes to us. A lot of times we're, you know, like we champion LeBron James for who he is, and we should, you know what I mean? And we should, but there was also, you know, there was Michael Jordan. There was Michael Jordan who had to walk it a little bit different. And the fact that he walked it different allowed a LeBron James 30 years later to come and be able to speak how he wants to. But sometimes as a culture, we kind of, you know, we shun Michael Jordan. Like,
I'm going to tell you why, because that's a little different. I'm going to tell you why. Now, if you're trying to come into the film business and you know that, you know, predominantly everybody in power that's making the decisions happen to be Caucasian and they don't have our best interests, then you get in, you might do a few movies, you get your name known, then you like, listen, I got a production company, I'm going to, you know, but Michael Jordan did it a little differently. Michael was just like, listen, they buy my shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly what he said.
They buy my shoes, but you didn't need him to buy your
that
shoes.
Narrative, right? Think about it, right? Now we've taken, you know, now after becoming this politically correct country, you know what I mean, we take offense to every little thing, right? But from a person who didn't have that luxury, the luxury of being that aware, because the culture wasn't that aware back then. So to make a statement like that, he didn't have no awareness of the footprints it was going to leave. So, you know, like I said, with having the nature of the culture, like I said, change to the point where now you can come up and say exactly what you want to say, stand on your platform, not worry about who fucking with you or not. But the fact that you can do that and get money and be who you are is because of certain people like Michael Jordan.
Absolutely. I say Jordan, and I'm a LeBron fan, so it's a little bit
Me too,
biased.
All day, you know what I'm saying? All day.
But I say it's a little different from the Jordan perspective, because it's just his character that he's just like, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I don't give a fuck about this. I don't give a fuck about this black shit. I want to whoop your ass on the court, and that's it. Like, his whole thing was just he's just a competitor, and he don't care about. He just want to. I want to beat you.
See,
that's it.
Having read other things about Michael, I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
I just think you coming from a climate where, you know, like I said, the LeBron James example wasn't there. It may have been kind of in Muhammad Ali 20, 30 years prior to him coming along. But at the time, I don't believe that you saw the example of how to tackle social injustice and be the best ball player in the world. You didn't see how to do it.
I seen Jamie Foxx say in an interview, he said people don't realize that 80s to late 90s, early 2000s, it was a period of time where, of course, things was going on, but things seemed to be so much more smoothed out. Then with the invention of social media and now you can see everything that happens. Of course, so many things have been happening, but you've been able to see a different incident like that every single day, every single week. It wasn't like that. You know what I mean? So
that's my point. That will make you. That'll make, you know, that's like a call to arms. When you see these things every day, all these things going wrong, and you got a platform, that's going to call you to say and speak up and tell people how you really feel. But back then, like I said,
so that's a good point.
So I just want, you know, just for our audience, like, to clear up this part of the conversation. As an artist, you know, even though you're artist acting, as an artist, is it more important to say something socially, or is it more important to solidify your standing in your craft?
I think you need to balance yourself in a way that you know, if you're trying to lead, I mean, some people's circle is their kids, their mom, you know, and their girl or whatever, and that's their circle, and they got to do right by their circle, and then it extends a little bit to the, you know, the grandfather, the grandmother. But some people have a circle so large, man, and they job is so much bigger to lead. It goes outside of just us. You know what I'm saying? So somebody got to show other people what they doing wrong. You know, as well. So I think that it's a balance. You know, because I got white friends, I got black friends, Chinese. You know, so you wanna let them know and be aware of what's going on, but also too, you want to lead everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And I also think that, you know what I'm saying, just like what Brian was saying, like, because of the social media, it wasn't really no social media then. So it's almost like
out of sight of the mind.
It's outside of the mind.
It's a heightened awareness now. That's what I'm saying.
It's a heightened awareness.
If Jordan didn't have the luxury.
Right. If he would have said something against, you know, racial disquality or whatnot, they might have just been like, man, get out of here, man. You know what I mean? Not even said it, just like that.
Yeah, they can't get around that.
You can't dismiss
right
it
now.
You can't get around.
And that's a good point, because I really wasn't aware of a lot of stuff until every day I was seeing, and I'm like, is that happening? That happened yet? Like, that just happened yesterday. It happened today.
Right.
Yeah, I swear. And then that's what got it's a good point, because that's what got me more aware and got me more interested in seeing what's going on. Because I'm like, I know what's going on, but like that much.
But I'm seeing it like shit. In every neighborhood.
Do you feel like that there's a you know, a brotherhood of actors that kind of, or do you see it, you know, there is no relation from one actor to the next? Are y'all all kind of like, you know, going down that path of you know, not necessarily activists, but, you know, what would be a better word? Just, you know, being involved.
Right. At least being able to
weigh
weigh
your opinions,
aware.
speaking it, and
Aware.
being a voice.
Yeah, I think there's a wave of people that's being awoke right now. In the film business, you can see it reflecting through film. Now you see more people being able to express themselves. The film is actually doing great. All of that black film don't do well is out the window.
All that bullshit. All that bullshit.
Out the window. So, you know, and people are expressing themselves. And I think that people are more actors, more writers are being woke, and that's where it starts at with the writers. You know, you bringing more writers in and more producers in that's woke. They're gonna tell their story. They're gonna tell what they feel.
And you know what? I was go.
Hey, bro, let me ask you this question, bro. And I hope I'm saying this with respect.
Absolutely.
I know you love acting. You know what I'm saying? Being a brother, but is there a point to where you love it enough to where you're willing to compromise for certain parts? Like you know how men kind of go to the other side for that role, they take that role.
You mean when you take a gay role,
right?
And actually be,
like Will Smith had to kiss
hands-on with the role.
If you want it raw, because of the money, you know what I'm saying, the money, and then you probably feel like, you know what, I'm ready to open up my acting, and I've done this. I'm ready to go.
I'm a true artist.
Artiste. I want to smell this shit.
I've turned down
kissing roles.
A few of those roles.
That's what's up.
You know, I turned down the role from Empire, you know, and end up Power came right after that. So, you know, the way the universe align things is things that's for you is for you.
No doubt.
And I told people, you know, to be politically correct, like I can't, as an actor, I can't offer nothing to one of those type of roles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not me. I can't relate to it. I don't, you know, I don't have no people that's like that. So I can't, you know, I can't offer nothing to that.
Have you ever heard of an actor, you know, being maybe considered less for parts for taking a stance like that?
I mean, pretty much a couple of, you know, a lot of people did go that route. Like Will Smith kissed a guy, you know, and a bunch of them, Anthony Mackie and these
that's
guys.
what made me ask that. Like, is there like a you know a talked about maybe backlash for people who don't go that route?
Actually, I have, you know, it doesn't go around like, oh, that guy did that. I think that people, when you look at people like Will Smith is literally like, you know, up there with Denzel. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you see him make a left like that, you know it's got to be purely artistic. Like he's really going into I'll do any character because he's just challenging himself like that. Because you know, I don't look at Will Smith like, yo, he done took a left. You know what I'm saying?
Like, and there's another motive. He's looking way down the line.
Exactly. So I think that just pure for the art, he's like, I'm gonna challenge myself and do that. And I think that that's how most the industry look at actors like that. Now there are some actors that's just like that.
Right,
you know,
I got you.
That's just who they are.
One thing I wanted to ask too, because people always ask us as artists, if you could work with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be? So I want to ask you though, if you could portray anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
Wow.
Great question.
Wow. That's dope. I would say, yeah, that's a dope question. I would say Chadwick. Yeah, man.
For real, man.
R.I.P. man. He was definitely in that bracket of actors that's coming to that next level, that's moving into Denzel status, you know, because we measure everything to Denzel.
Right.
And he did seemed uncompromising to me. You know what I mean? So from what I can see,
Absolutely. And the way he came in the game, you know, and he man, his levels, you know, he transcended everything. Any challenges he had, it was just like
knock them down.
It's just knocking them down, bro. It's like I'm gonna do that. All right, I got that. Boom, tearing it up, man. And he's the reason I actually took acting to another level. It's just far as skill wise, because I thought that. Just because I watched it and I knew I can mimic some shit. I can mimic voices. I thought that was acting. But and when I watched him, man, how masterful he is. Like being James Brown and hey, Mr. Bird, you know, he was him, bro. He was him.
But that's the key to it, though. What you just said, it's not playing them, it's becoming them. Right?
Absolutely.
And I think I seen something. I think it might have been Will Smith when he was playing Muhammad Ali, and he said, when he first started the role, he was basically doing an impersonation of him. And after different talks with the director, he let him know, like, that's not it. You gotta become right. You gotta be Ali. You gotta be doing an impression of Ali.
Absolutely. Right. And you seen it too. And there he was Muhammad Ali.
It was hard to let it go after the movie was over. So look at Jamie with Ray though. Same thing. Like you can't tell me that dude wasn't Ray Charles. You know what I'm saying? He just killed that shit.
You can tell me Lawrence Fishburne was not Ike Turner, dog.
Hey, yeah. Yes, he was to me.
Dog, he almost got fucked up at that shit. He almost got fucked up at that movie, man.
After Lawrence Fishburne played that part, Ike ain't Ike no more.
You ain't Ike.
Hey, Ike called that nigga like, hey, tell me how to do this shit.
You gonna eat that cake, anime. You gonna eat that damn.
In my personal opinion, that's one of the best acting jobs I've ever seen.
No, it really was. It really was, man. You gonna eat that cake. You know what I'm saying?
But I also have heard of actors and actresses not being able to like come out of that role.
Shake it, right?
Heath Ledger.
Yes. Heath, absolutely.
It killed him.
Killed him. Yep. Same thing. Killed him, man. He was so in it, and it was crazy because Heath is one of those guys that his levels is like he can go way in, and you won't appreciate it until you can actually read the script.
Right.
And when you read the script, you like,
they didn't tell him to do that shit.
Right. And then you like, damn, it don't even look like he has words. It just looks like that's just happened. You know what I'm saying? And you just happen to have a camera by him. You know what I'm saying?
I just seen old boy from Judas and the Black Messiah said it. Keith Lakeith Stanfield. Yep. He said he needed therapy after that role. He said because he couldn't fathom being a traitor to his own people like that.
Right.
They said even because before they shot Fred Hampton, he had poisoned them. So he made them take the scene out the movie where he mixed the poison in the Kool-Aid. He said he just couldn't live. He couldn't take it. He couldn't live with it. You know what I'm saying? And he said he had to get therapy behind that shit. He said because I love my people so much, I couldn't even imagine what it was like to be that dude and how that dude was even able to sleep every night. You know what I'm saying? And then that dude killed himself. Right. He killed himself. Right.
Right. And then Daniel, the lead. He said he was like, yo, Lakeith, he had a lot of conflict during that whole thing, man. That's when when you so tapped in, like you actually become the character. You kind of stuck there. Yeah. I just was filming last night on a project called Sebastian. It's a horror movie. We got Torrey Hart and my guy that play Eddie Winslow. My guy D.
Darius.
Yeah, Darius.
Darius,
So
Shouts
out Darius. Yo, we was doing a scene. And I remember one of the extras that's like one of the security guards, they were supposed to grab me because my guy I found my guy dead in the house or something. So, and I'm getting in mode and I'm seeing blood and I'm registering footsteps and they ain't called action yet. And I'm like getting, oh shit, that's, what the, and the security dudes that's supposed to grab me when I start wilding out, they looking at me and talking and shit. They like, yo, you all right? Yeah. I'm not, like, y'all have no idea. I'm not even with y'all right now. Like, my motherfucking cousin is dead on this motherfucker.
He's dead, man. He's fucking dead.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's where you taking your job serious.
Indeed.
Taking your craft serious.
I want you go. Yeah. So I mean, I know because I know a lot. We know a lot of different actors, and I know most actors have another hidden talent. You know what I mean? And sometimes that hidden talent came first, and then they discover acting. Well, I'm sure you got one. What's that for you?
Yeah. Mine was music. I was I still do music, rap artist. I started there. I was touring with Fat Joe for a while. That's actually
Joe.
That's actually how I got into film. I was opening up a show for him. But I was still in the street. Like I was like, I got to figure something out.
That's how I go. That's basically how I go, y'all.
Yeah, I was like, this ain't it, And this guy backstage, man, I don't even know who he was, but he was like, yo, you ever thought about acting? You should try to do it, man. Like, you got a good look and you got, some character. I see. You should try it, man. And I was like, all right. And I was in Manhattan.
The rest is history.
I was in Manhattan and I was walking past this building and they had an open audition for a Burger King commercial. And I was like, let me walk it. I'm just going to go in here.
Got that shit.
Yo, I booked it, man. I was like, oh, shit.
That's dope.
No,
that's when you know, man, because a lot of times in life, like, you need those little affirmations to keep going. You know what I mean? To look beyond that little wall that's standing right in front of you.
Yes, man. It's been a lot of those walls, bro. It's been really a lot of those. And it, you get those moments where you at a wall. Like I remember, I was like, I moved to California with like $300. Everybody like, what the fuck, you bugging? Like,
you bugging.
I was out. He was like, yeah, you bugging.
Right.
Yeah, I was out, but it was tough, bro. I was in a spot where I was like literally starving. And I was walking down the street, and I remember, and it was $20 on it, like coming off an off ramp of a highway. Wow. I'm like, what the hell is the odds of that? Like $20
whistling down.
What? And I said, yeah. And those moments really allow you to see how aligned you are with your direction, and from that point, like I ate that day, of course, but I met this writer in this coffee shop after that, and she taught me how to write, because I was in there just taking out my frustration, writing like I'm writing a movie, and she was like, "What you doing?" I was like, "I'm writing a movie." She's like, well, that's not how you do it. You're definitely doing it wrong.
But I got you.
Yeah.
And believe she schooled you.
No, she did. She was a writer from Law and Order, and I found out. Yeah. And it was dope, man. After that, I'm in meetings for my projects that I'm writing as well and shooting as well. So, awesome. I was supposed to go there for that and not acting at that time. Everything was aligning the way it was supposed to.
That's the universe. I was going to ask you, too, because I saw the Salt and Pepper biopic. And Tretch, somebody we all know. For y'all who didn't know, he played Tretch in the Salt and Pepper biopic.
Shout out to the boy.
But I was going to ask you, though, because I know when you get into roles like this, they give you so much, background about the character. Was there anything that you found out about somebody as legendary as Tretch that you didn't know before going in?
Yeah, man, a lot. I didn't know. They didn't. We talked about it. I talked about it with some people, backstage. But before we even did anything, I got into his history. I didn't know how tight his relationship was with Pac. That's one thing.
Oh, yeah.
And
this is the first time we ever saw Pac. They was together.
Yep. Really?
In the lobby of the Marriott.
Get out of here.
Rapper. Wild out. Yeah, for real. Like, time Pac stepped in that room, you knew he was in the room. That nigga was so loud. And Trent was right with him.
Right. They alike, man. They a lot alike. And I did learn, we don't get to see, like, the intimate side of him with his relationships and stuff. So I did learn a lot about that, and I didn't, because we never seen that, so I had to kind of like put that together, talking to Pepper and you know, and them and asking her questions and kind of pieced it together myself. And
shout out to the living legend, Salt and Pepper.
Man. Yeah, that was
Spinderella.
And Spinderella.
And Spinderella. God damn
Get
it.
me in no shit.
We said it, goddamn.
We said it.
Yeah, man. It was fun, man. Tretch is cool.
So, you know, again, like I said, it all started from, you know, like I said, most people have a hidden talent, and a lot of time it starts from there. What's your next? What's the thing that you see yourself like, after I get where I want in acting, this is what I want for myself?
I think right now, because I'm starting to produce my own films, I think that's going to be the niche, you know, and
that's where the money is.
Yeah, that's where the money at. Yeah.
Go get that check.
Yeah, so I've been talking to a few people, man. I got a project about a fighter that I'm in talks with Floyd Mayweather about, and I got some dope projects, man. I got some other stuff. I co-wrote on Tales on the episode Bodak Yellow.
Shout out to Gotti, man.
Yes.
Oh my God,
my dog.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I got a Gotti story I'm gonna give y'all in a few weeks.
Yeah.
We got to get him on the show.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I wrote some battles in that episode. Then, you know, so I think that the producing is going to be the next phase for me. I put together a project because I don't really get cast for. I haven't really got cast for the period pieces, like you know, like the
One thing I say about watching your career from our video is, and it's something people used to ask us as well, because our grind was gradual. We didn't come out on the first single and blow, and then there's nowhere to go but down. It was a gradual step up each time, and I've seen that with you. And really, I'm gonna ask you, would you rather be somebody who had that instant success, or grow up to that place where you can really then stand on your own 2 feet?
Man, like, you know, the story is in the struggle, you know, so I wouldn't shortcut none of that. You know what I'm saying? When I look at everybody's career, man, it's like that. There's really no success stories except for lottery. That, you know what I mean? Like, and
half of them dead.
And the other half, they done spent the million to get that. You know what I'm saying? So
like, I heard somebody say one time they was working on all their life to become an overnight success.
That's a fact.
That's how it usually
is.
That's
it, bro. For that moment, and you know, preparation meets opportunity. So you've been preparing for that one moment. But the thing is, with people that's like overnight, is they don't really get any value to what they doing. They don't have no strength, no legs to it, no nothing.
Don't know how to repeat their success.
All shit get bad, they ain't got no formula. They don't know what to do.
This is a thing. Every time I've ever filmed, and you won't do this if somebody just snatch you up and you just take off. But every time I filmed, I stand behind the director, the producers, and even when they like, hey, you cut, you rapped, I'm still on their shoulder. I'm gonna hang around a little bit. Yeah, we this Marvel, I'm gonna chill for a minute.
Y'all better soak that up, soak that part up, right?
Learn as much as you can.
And that's, I was going, I know it took up a lot of your time, but the next thing I was going to ask you is, what would your main piece of advice be to somebody who's watching you now, like you was watching Chadwick and other people who came before you, and what would you tell them to the main thing that they would need to do to get to where you sitting at?
I say one thing is you got to be consistent, and you can't be lazy, man. Like I see a lot of lazy in my family. I see some lazy, I want to do this, and they just want it to just happen. Like, yeah, man. Like you gotta put the boots on the ground and get out there. Like I get a call, and they'll say, "Yo, listen, there's something going on in L.A. tomorrow. The directors want you to read. I'm out. I don't care if I got what party, I'm gone.
No question.
All that's out the window, know.
Question.
So I think just being consistent. If you ever do that, just keep doing that, and being consistent and attacking, and don't wait. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of waiting for people to put pieces together, and that was a mistake. Like I've missed so many things just because I didn't jump. You got to jump, and that's another thing Will Smith said. He was like, "Yo, you got to jump." You know what I'm saying? Like, can't wait for them things, man. You got to just jump to it. So those are some definitely some things, some of the qualities I see. But once you in the game, and I believe that if you take the long route into the game, everything, like I said, me watching people over their shoulders, me being homeless for a minute. I was starving. I had to found the $20. All of those things was the grind that was building up your legs. Yeah, so now when somebody like, yo, so you know how to produce? Do you know how to? Yeah. Do you know about cameras? Yeah.
Yes, I do.
First of all, that's a wide shot. You shouldn't even use that lens. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just
saying now. You know what
I'm a great backseat driver. Nigga.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, so you want to be able to increase your value. So you want to learn everything you can learn while you in in that space. That's cool.
Hey, brother John. Hey, I'm gonna tell you. I know from the four of us, man, we're proud of you.
Man,
because I mean, being a brother in that craft of what you're doing, because I mean, we're entertainers.
Absolutely,
and you're entertainers, so it's like we're brothers in the mission.
Absolutely,
to do what God put us on this earth to do.
Indeed,
and we have a mission. You feel what I'm saying? And I just see just greatness for you.
No doubt, man.
Thanks, man.
Big respect for roles, bro. And man, you're just. Man, flowers, bro.
Right. No doubt. Flowers,
and
baby.
If you got anything you want to plug before we get out of here, man, plug it up.
Yep. Make sure y'all checking out the Salt and Pepper movie on Lifetime.
Salt and Pepper's here.
That's right. You can look out for Sebastian. That's coming. It's a horror flick that's coming. Shot by my god, man. Okay. Also, too, I'm putting together something for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let y'all know.
Yeah. And we gonna be on it. We gonna knock it out the park.
Yeah. I'm writing something. I thought about it. I was like, yo, we gotta start just making shit make sense. You know what I'm saying? I thought about something like how Fame was. Where it was a music school, dance school, but this is like a music school. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and y'all like everybody got a class.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So the hood came together, built their own music school, and then everybody got a class, like y'all teachers in the class.
That's crazy.
And then other states start to fall in and build their own, and then you start battling. State, so it kind of it's a dope concept. I was thinking for a while. Every time I was talking, I was like, "Y'all got something for y'all." You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
I wanted
to
make sure I got it complete, but yeah, I got y'all. We're gonna talk about that, man.
Keep us in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how we build, man. Each one push one, pull one. That's my motto.
No doubt.
That's how we rock.
Go.
That's what's up, man. We appreciate you coming out, Jermel, dropping them jewels. We invite you to stick around, man. We finna get into this Wild Kyle segment. That's where our fans send in questions, and we get Kyle the first crack at them, and everybody takes a shot.
Oh, for sure.
So let's get straight into it. Y'all ready, fellas?
Yeah.
You want to laugh? You ready to laugh?
Bring that ass over here, boy.
Bring that ass.
So first up, we got from John from New York says, no success story is complete without failures. And everybody can take a shot at this one. What's one grand failure you've encountered, and how did that motivate you to become even better?
I got one if you don't.
Go.
I remember on our first album, man, our record, one of the first people to start playing our record was New York. So before we hadn't even had any rehearsal on, like the last rehearsal we had done at that point was on our demo stuff and talent show shit, right? Because we got the call to do this show at Madison Square Garden so early on, we wasn't prepared. We honestly just wasn't prepared. We went out there, bro.
Y'all pooped the garden, man.
Man, what? Did we? Bruh, them boos was so loud, my nigga.
Get out of here.
No, just to listen. So we went out. It was going good for a second because the girls was with us.
Right. And
then we had these outfits on, man. There was these leather coats. And Kyle would take off his leather coat, and his arm got stuck because it was too tight. And all the niggas were like, boo!
Hey. All I got to say is I didn't throw that microphone.
I threw the microphone.
Right. So he throws the microphone in the crowd.
I threw the microphone.
Listen. Our label asked us about that.
Limitations is up. I threw the microphone. Okay.
Our label asked us about that for like a year or so. Who threw that mic?
Who the hell threw the mic?
I was sitting there like, I don't know.
Okay, wait. According to look at the black man.
Allegedly.
Jack man out the group.
And the women was like,
Right, like, let him go. The nigga was like, man, fuck them niggas.
Brandon like, fuck y'all.
But the good thing
I tried to hit the back wall with that microphone. We was in the Madison Square Garden, man. Luckily, I ain't hit nobody because they would have been fucked up.
Listen, you know how they used to always talk about the legendary crowd at the Apollo? They was doing that in Madison. But because they booed us, They booed Wyclef. They booed Aaliyah, Faith. I'm talking about everybody except for Redman and them. They booed the shit out of them. They were just like, man, fuck y'all. That's what they was on that night.
It was a trickle effect out there.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Right.
Everybody getting it.
Everybody getting it. So, but it was crazy. We ended up coming back to New York about a month and a half later, and we murdered that motherfucker. So we felt vindicated. But I'll never forget that night, bro. That was the longest. We only had 10 minutes on stage back then. That was the longest 10 minutes of my life, bud.
I damn sure agree with that.
Jamel, you got any failures that motivated you?
Oh man, I got so many. I mean, you know,
You should throw the microphone.
I didn't throw the mic.
Sorry, Bart. Okay, it was me. Okay,
It was me.
I tell you one real interesting. I was on the movie American Gangster, right? So at the end, they got a whole different ending than they had on the DVD at the time. The DVD had a different ending. So I'm on the extended version, the DVD ending, and me and Denzel was walking past each other. They picked Denzel up. You know, Russell Crowe picked him up after he got out of jail and just walked him through Harlem.
Gotcha.
So he was walking through Harlem, and I'm coming the opposite direction, like the new gangsters, because he's now the old gangsters. So while we were shooting, Denzel, this was like a ill little acting. He's trying to show me it while we're doing it. He had his coffee in his hand, and he was trying to get me when I passed to knock the coffee out his hand. But I didn't. In my head, I'm like, is he trying to get me to knock?
Come on, Jay.
Because if I knock it over and it's wrong,
It's gonna be over. You know you fucked up. It's over.
Be some shit.
you know, fucked up. So I'm like, should I knock it? I said, and if it's hot, I'm not. I slid by him, and I think that I failed that moment. Because I think he was trying to actually get me to...
turn you on to some,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Damn,
If
Jay.
he was doing that, he's
man.
the real Yoda.
Yeah,
He's the real Yoda. That's
He was doing. I felt he was doing that. I just didn't want to be wrong.
No doubt.
You know, it was a huge
I understand
production.
that. I
You know,
totally understand that.
and but after that, man, it gave me something else. Like after that, I started actually like improvising and bringing my own elements. To
There you go. There you go.
performances, and it opened up a lot for me.
So-
'Cause
so-
I'm
so
like, oh,
you
you
know
can do that. Oh, okay. I thought I just had to stay. You know, and now that it just opened it up for me.
Speaking of Tretch, I seen an interview Tretch did one time, and he said while they were shooting Juice that, you know, because Juice was his first time acting, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? School, play.
Yep.
So while they were shooting Juice, he had a conversation with Pac, and Pac told him, like, you know, basically, well, you know, with action, of course, you want to keep it natural. And he said to the point that where if you walking and talking in a scene and you look down and your shoe is untied, you stop and you tie your shoe up.
That is real.
You know what I mean?
That's real
And
shit.
when he
For
said
real.
that, it made so much sense in terms of just, you know, how you keep it natural.
That's
and
right.
You didn't do nothing wrong.
Right.
Because
Throw
that's
it
the-
all in there.
That's
you know
the
what I
human
mean?
thing to do.
Exactly.
Like,
Absolutely.
why not be human?
Right.
You know?
And the good thing about it is you actually learned from that
That
instance.
moment.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed,
So that was-
indeed.
Facts.
Now, I ain't telling everybody to do no shit like that.
Don't slam the coffee out of people's hands.
Jamel told me to knock Denzel shit over next time.
Don't go be slamming Starbucks out of people's hands.
Hey, look.
Jamel said it what he did.
And that's what he did. Hey, just take the hot coffee and pour it on your head. Goddamn.
You get sued left and right.
I'm telling you.
What's up, BT?
Next up, Michelle. I picked this question just because she wrote Campbellton Road as her location.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
And
West Side.
her question was
West
real
Side.
simple. She wants to know about everybody's most meaningful tattoo, if you have one that stands out more than any.
Oh, wow.
I have "Thy Will Be Done" on my left arm. That's probably my most meaningful.
Speak
I
for
have my
itself.
dad's initials, you know what I'm saying, and also Bishop Long, you know what I'm saying.
no doubt.
Those are my mentors and very sentimental.
Man, what I got on the inside of my form is it's in God I trust, not in God we trust, because I don't know who you believe in and what you believe in. But I know where I'm going. So you know what I mean. In God I trust.
I like that.
My most meaningful tattoo is we had a homeboy who was from where we originally from Connecticut, who was like one of our biggest supporters.
Dino.
Like my cousin, you know, Dino. And he
got old
passed
Dino on me,
away
that's no doubt.
right when things was jumping off, and so I got his name because I understood how happy he would have been to get a chance to really see everything else, you know, we was able to go ahead and do.
No doubt.
So I got my daughter's I got twin daughters. I got my daughters on.
That's what's up.
I got a son too, but at that time I just started acting. I was like, listen, I ain't getting no more tattoos. You're gonna have to be mad at me.
I'm telling you.
I got my son on me twice too, though. But I was just something that would have, outside it with a meaning to it. But no, you got to do that. No.
Absolutely. And then I got only God can judge me here. With
there you go.
With the praying hands, but with the justice scale.
Okay.
Because that's a fact.
Right. And that's a Pac song.
Right.
It's a Pac song.
Say that. Next up, we got Celestine. She didn't leave a location, but she says last week Brian mentioned that we should have a deeper conversation on the meaning of the word cheating. And she wanted me to open that back up in case you wanted to.
Well, listen. Right, no, because we was talking about Tiger.
No.
We was talking about Tiger.
Oh, it was
when he.
correct.
And I said we could have a deeper conversation about that word cheating. All I was saying is, when you deal with the Bible, it's not biblical for an Israelite man to cheat. Now I break that down. You can commit adultery, but you commit adultery by sleeping with another man's wife.
That's a fact.
If you take another woman, you're just taking another wife.
Right.
But you got to be willing to make that commitment for life.
No doubt.
So one night stands is not lawful, but you still can't really call it cheating. It's against the law. You're not supposed to have a one night stand. But you can have more than one wife, and the only thing that you could link close to cheating is adultery. I mean, I can show you the Bible where it gives you laws on. There's laws in the Bible that start out to say if you take another wife, and there's another one that start to say if you have two wives. So it's giving you directions on the laws of if you already got more than one wife.
Just a question: does it say that you have to be able to provide and take care of?
No, it don't really. It don't really.
I think that was
Right. It's not about that, because there's laws in the Bible that talk. Now, I mean, that's ideal. Don't get me wrong. Right.
Absolutely.
That's ideal. But there's laws in the Bible that also talk about the woman's contribution to the household, like whether that's money, or they even talks about how a woman should take the household's money and invest it in good things, right? So it's not just about you. Y'all, one flesh means y'all leaning on each other. Right now, we all would prefer, because I know how we are. We prefer to be the men of our house and take care. But that's because what you get into when you go there, it's like it becomes elitism. You start saying that only rich men can take another wife, right? That's not. It's kind of fucked up to do that. It's for all of us to be able to have that right. It's a law that all of us can do that. So it's not just about how much money you make. You know what I mean? Like we need more. The Bible don't preach elitism. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that would become if you say only a rich man or only a man who can afford it can have another wife. You know what I'm saying?
Dope clarity on that. Last one, rounding out the Wild Cow session, and this question is for Brandon, Brian, and Wingo. They say,
well, I said Wild Cow session, and goddamn Brandon, and Wingo.
It's for everybody but Kyle.
But Cal.
Shit, nigga.
once you hear the question, they want to know what is the wildest wild cow has been.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Y'all been
Wait, hold on.
When he woke up, when he came out the womb.
Hold on.
No, I'm saying. I mean, can you tell how dangerous a bullet is after it's been shot?
Hey, look now. Hey,
good now.
hold on. The podcast.
Can you gauge that?
The podcast ain't but an hour. We're gonna need like 10 hours for this job.
That's Hamal from Dubai, all the way from Dubai. That question.
I'm gonna tell you one.
Listen.
I'm gonna tell you one.
Made me look good.
Because I always talk about. Oh, I got you. I always talk about the moments that we done got into where I felt like we was going to lose our lives. And I'm just being real. Like, we done had a few moments, and during those moments, as a group, I was saying to myself, Lord, is this it? You know what I'm saying? Because I thought we were going to die.
Wow.
We used to go to this place, this college called Georgia Southern, right? We would do this every
Say that then. I'm an Eagle. By
Right,
the way.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
We would come out there every homecoming, every players
Georgia
ball.
Southern was our resort.
That was our resort. Real talk. Like, we'd go out there and stay a week or two. Listen, one time they took me out there, just left me because they knew I wasn't going nowhere. I just stayed out there like 2 weeks.
Let him know like 2 weeks.
Right.
2 whole weeks.
So we out there one year for homecoming, and we passed by. We had passed by this house a couple times. Anyway, we was already kind of saying to ourselves, how do all these black folks go to this school and watch this house, which was a frat house? They had these big ass Confederate flags, and we used to say, how did niggas go to school and just see that, right?
Mind your
So
business.
you know what I'm saying? So we got to talking about that, and then wrong thing to do. So Brandon said to Kyle, I bet you won't go snatch that motherfucker.
Man, why did I say that?
So Kyle said, who won't?
Why did I say
And
that?
I'm told he ain't saying they just took our running, went up there, grabbed the flag. He danced in the yard with the flag, stomped on it. So we thought We thought it's like 3 or 4 white. We didn't know they had a house party going behind the house. It was like 100 white dudes out there, bro.
Let me tell you something. Them white dudes fought out that house like it was like a movie. It was like this. It kept going around.
Slow motion.
Listen, it was like 6, 7 of us total. It had to be at least 35, 40 of them, bro.
Y'all down there bullet counting.
And we all fought though, but I just knew we about to die. I was like, this a rap, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro, that shit went way wrong. But that was one of the times where I knew you don't dare this nigga to do nothing, man.
No doubt. Yeah, we done dared him do a lot.
I didn't think he was gonna do it.
A lot.
I did not think because it's been plenty times I didn't dare him, and I'm knowing he gonna do it if I dare him.
Yeah.
This time I'm thinking he ain't finna do this shit.
Not that.
Hey man, let me tell you something.
There's no limit.
Yeah, he did it.
Hey look, I got a quick one. I got this your boy Wingo. I got a quick one.
Make me look good, handsome.
Hey man, let me tell you something. And this ain't gonna work because this is all this in the past. You know what I'm saying? My brother, he's changed his life now. You know what I'm saying?
I like the disclaimer. I like the disclaimer.
He's living real good.
Going
But
starting out too good.
and out of all my partners I've grown, I got partners who done jail time and do it all this stuff. But I have never had a partner that got locked up twice in 24 hours.
Oh, that's a record.
Well, I got locked up twice in a week though, but no.
24 hours, twice in one day. This man got out around like noon for something or something. You know, went over his little girlfriend house
Thanks,
or whatever.
man.
The girl he was dealing with out there. I get a call at like 1:32 in the morning. They done came and picked his ass back up. I'm like, bruh, word,
Thank you, handsome.
word. You can't stay out 24 hours. But you know, like I say, he's changed his life. He's doing really, really well now.
Thank
and
you.
y'all already know, man.
Thank you, handsome.
Kyle, do you want to weigh in on yourself? By chance, I'm gonna give you the floor.
You know what, man? I mean, I'm wild Kyle, like they say. I mean, my past is just the past.
Past is the past, bro.
And I mean, it's not a day go by where I have to give praise to the Most High for these guys putting up with me.
Say that.
You know what I'm saying? And they gonna kick me out a few times.
Not really.
Just,
We just threatened it. We ain't, not really.
It was a threat.
Just a threat.
a testimony of real brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like we real brothers.
Yeah.
And I'm the little brother, so I think I took on that role kind of literally.
Literally.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But I love these guys individually, man, and collectively, because I mean it was some wild times.
Facts. Facts.
I thank God for
It's
giving
crazy.
me.
After that fight, K. Wells called me next month like, man, y'all got to
Stop fighting everywhere. Everywhere y'all go, y'all niggas be fighting.
Shout out to Kevin Wells.
KB.
That's what's up, man.
Hey, man, y'all already know what's going down, man. Views from the Edge, man. We also want to thank our guest, man.
doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Jermel Howard.
Jermel,
No
man,
doubt,
Howard, our brother. Hey, man.
The up and coming legend, man.
Y'all support.
Please support, man. Everything this brother's doing, man, it's
How
all
they can
positive.
find you, Jermel?
Oh,
Tell
no,
me.
Yeah. On the IG, it's at the real Jermel Howard, Jermel
There you
Howard, and everything else is just Jermel Howard. You can check me out. I do got a single on everything, Spotify and all that. It's called "Push It" by Mel Howard.
I'm going to get it, baby. I'm going to get it. Push it, baby.
Absolutely.
Y'all support,
Appreciate
man.
you. Yep.
Hey, we appreciate you for coming, dog.
Yeah, for
Real,
sure,
real,
for sure.
man. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again, for
Facts,
sure.
facts.
And to all our fans, once again, y'all look out for the album we got out right now, Jagged Love Story.
Jagged Love
Look
Story.
out for the upcoming project, the Jagged Duets.
Jagged Duets, baby.
Check out the new 4 videos that's out there.
Yes, sir.
Check us out on this podcast every week. Look out for the radio show coming back in a couple weeks.
No doubt.
And we love y'all, man. We'll see y'all next week, man.
Views from the Edge. Love y'all, baby.